everybody, hello. And yeah, it's day one of grunge. Get your grunge on. I'm really excited about this. Probably even a few months ago, I'd have been afraid to dive headfirst into a full-on grunge junk journal. But now I feel quite just excited about the whole thing. So hopefully some of you will follow along. Some of you will just watch along and put it in the old brain, and you never know when you might get it out and play with that knowledge. That's implying that I'm going to impart some knowledge on you. Who knows? Anyway, this is what we're going to attempt to make today. I got this out of a piece of A4 paper. You could do the same with your letter paper. I got 3 journaling cards, and then I got this, which I think would look nice, sort of stuck down the edge of a page and something tucked in behind it. I've got my sewing machine out, not my original sewing machine. Alas, he is ill. He's very ill. In fact, he's even beyond intensive care, to be honest. He's not so well. So I've got the other machine out, and I only got it out last night, so I was playing with it just to try and familiarise myself. It's really strange when you get a new machine. Everything's so different. But I'm hoping to show you the procedure to get something that looks like this. You have to excuse my hands, they're inky, because I've been working for a living. Right, so let's just put those to one side and we'll get on with those in a minute. And I'll show you what else I've been doing. I've actually got all the signatures together. I'm going to suppose for this project that everyone knows what a signature is, etc., etc. If you don't, watch the Back to Basics, because that is what it says. It's back to basics. But for this, I am supposing some prior knowledge of terminology and ways to go on, etc. So you will see that I have I've gone for 3 signatures. Oh my goodness, I may regret that. But I don't think so. And I'll walk you through one because they're all the same. The only thing different is the sort of cover, and that was a piece of 12 by 12 out of an old pad I'd had for ages, and I couldn't see where I was going to use these patterns, but I think they've turned out lovely for the signature covers. So they're not sewn in because I don't want to sew them in until I'm sure of where everything's going. So that is coffee stained. It was quite bright white, that. It was not nice. So it's coffee stained, so I think that's probably a good place to put a gusseted envelope or something like that there, probably. Then a coffee stained page. Then this is a page out of a book, because remember, this is a no digis journal. That's my constraint. It doesn't have to be yours, but if you want to play along, it's got to be a no digis one. So these are book pages that this was about Celtic knots and stuff like that, and I found it quite interesting actually. So I included that. This is a page from a road atlas. Yeah, I think a road atlas. And it's all the locality of where I live, where my parents lived. Coffee stained as well. Another page of coffee stained paper. Then a coffee stained large envelope. It's 9 by 6, this envelope. So it goes on either side of the signature. Another piece of coffee stained. Then this page out of a book. And don't ask me why I've included mushrooms in grunge. I have no idea why. But I don't know. I just think they fit in all right. I quite like them. So that's that. And then this will be the centre spread, but I've got no idea at the moment what I'm actually going to put in that. And then of course it's the same on the way back. This mushroom page doesn't look quite as exciting, so I might have to put something there. Maybe it's a contender to have something like that on it. Anyway, we'll see. Coffee stained, other side of the envelope, coffee stained, other side of the map. This time I put a little flip in it. The actual book was too long, So I've just put a flip there, which I can always sew down if I want to and make a little pocket, or you could just put something in there and pin it in. That would be fine too. We will be making other flips, tucks, pockets, flaps, etc. The other side of that Celtic knot thing, it's really nice that. I don't know why it's so in keeping with this book, but it is. Another coffee stained page, and then the inside of the back cover. So all three are the same. They've all got the same inclusions, the mushroom page, the map, everything, and they're all in the same order at the moment. I've lost my clip. Here it is. There we go. I'll just tell you at this stage that I feel very relaxed today. And I'm thinking something's going to go wrong. Because usually when I feel nice and relaxed, those are the days when things go horrendously wrong. So just be warned. That's all I'm just saying. Should we have a roll call?
We could indeed.
Okay.
Roz and Jim.
Hi, Roz and Jim.
Jen.
Oh, hiya, Jen. I wasn't expecting you so soon. That's great.
Judy.
Hiya, Judy.
Janya.
Hi, Janya.
Keong.
Hello, Keong.
Gonnie.
Hi, Gonnie.
Flo.
Hiya, Flo. I didn't quite hear what he said. Sorry about that. Hi, Flo.
Carrie.
Hiya, Kerry.
Carol.
Hello, Carol.
Esther.
Hiya, Esther.
Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Karen.
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 Hello, Karen.
Pink Bunny.
Ah, no, there was a debate on, is she called Laura? Hi, Pink Bunny. I'll call you that, just in case.
Judith.
Hi, Judith.
Michelle.
Hello, Michelle.
Gay.
Hi, Gay.
Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Nancy.
Hello, Nancy.
That's it.
That's
think
it.
Unless I missed you, shout out.
Well, there is some beautiful cake, apple cider cake, I believe, for those people who find themselves on the naughty step. It's quite an incentive to get on the naughty step, I would have thought.
Jan.
Hi, Jan. Sorry I missed you off. Karen says, please forgive my ignorance, but I always make tea-dyed paper. Does coffee stain have a smell of coffee? I love coffee, but not sure I want my journal smelling of it. Well, what we do, yeah, there is a faint smell of coffee. I think by the time I've finished with it, who knows how long that's going to be, the smell will have disappeared. What we do is we make up a very strong brew of tea and a very strong brew of coffee and mix them together, and that way we find we get a better result somehow. If I was just doing a nice shabby chic one, I'd just use tea stain because it's nice and you get it very even and it's pale. It's just enough. But for this I wanted something that was quite dark, so we used the mixture of the two. So yeah, I mean, there is a faint smell, I can't tell a lie, but I think it might disappear in the fullness of. Now, before I get on to today's what we're doing, I just want to show you that I've been doing other bits on my day off yesterday. And the Celtic knot pages, I had to trim a little bit off the bottom, and that's it, that's what I had to trim off. So I kept the remnanty bits, and I stamped them, well, with some, you know, you've seen the stamps I've got. Then the brown ones I splattered over the top. But I think because we can't use labels that we would normally use, the digi labels, we're going to have to come up with something else to make labels. Keong on her channel, Keong Shotwell, she's got a great video on how she made labels, tickets actually from scratch. But that's what I did. This was just the remnants, and I was going to throw them in the bin. I thought, no, I can use them because they're a lovely colour. So I just stamped on them. That's all I did. And I've got those now, should I need some label-y type things. So that's that. I also, I got some white flowers. These are tiny, you probably won't be able to see them very well. I had some white flowers just from Hobbycraft, really cheap ones, that very soft, cheap paper. And I just sprayed them with brown and black and that's what happened to those. And then the pearl in the middle was resistant to the ink, so I just took a Sharpie and coloured over the pearl in the middle, and that's them, like that. So I quite like those. I think there will be a place for those in the journal somewhere. I maybe even need more. The other thing that I did, yes, I was very busy yesterday.
Hi, Noella.
Hi, Noella. Hello, Noella. Hope you're all right. I was shouting from down there. Yeah, this stuff here. It is Boots Sterile Absorbent Gauze BP. I don't know what BP stands for, actually. For cleaning, drying and dressing wounds. Well, let's hope we don't have any of that business going on. But Boots over here is big chemist, drugstore. They have a sort of outlet in most places. And this is the stuff. It's just Artie Mays, Andrea put me onto this stuff. It's brilliant, and I dyed it, and look at what we've got. We've got loads of this.
It looks like wire wool.
Yeah, it does actually look like a Brillo pad. But that's great for putting behind things, you know when we'd use this sort of stuff. So I've got some of that, and this has come out a really weird colour. I think I'm going to have to do it again. But it was supposed to be brown. Might look brown actually on its own, but it's got a bit of a green hue to it, I think. It's more like a khaki. We don't say that over here, we say khaki. So that's that. What else have I got prepared? Nothing, I don't think. I think that's about it. So we'll probably save to get into the... let me tell you how long this is. 3 metres. Get 3 metres of this. It's a lot.
About 10 foot for people that don't do metres.
About 10 feet, yeah, 10 feet of bandage that you can colour. You could do it anything. Oh yeah, Mr. F has been busy also. Hang on a sec. He's been painting fabric. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? Look at it. He just took himself off as he does, and he came back with this, and it's really, really lovely. There's some beautiful passages in it. So I'm not sure how I'm going to use that yet, but I'll tell you, it's getting used because it's lovely. It's really, really nice. So thank you, Mr. F.
You're welcome.
Have you finished all your sweeties from the Mr. Green?
No.
No. Well, that's good. Not that I want any. I was just curious to know if
I
you
think
had.
there's something left. I haven't...
You haven't delved. I know. Rum and Coke. Rum and Coke will fix it. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. And a throat lozenge. And then we'll be ready to rock. I could have had this done surely before we came live. Aha. Fruit pastilles.
Roundtree's fruit pastels.
Yeah. You like your fruity, sugary stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't like that stuff. Right, so today we, as I say, we're going to try and make these things. And Judy, just in case you're curious about these 3 little things that look like pearls, they aren't.
Michelle says, what dye did you use to colour the gauze?
I used a spray, black soot spray, and then I've got a Dilutions one that's called ground coffee. Ground coffee. For anybody wanting to buy it, don't buy the ground coffee one. It's a really very weird colour. You'd be better off buying Tim Holtz ground espresso if you want a really dark one. So that was a bit of a waste. But I did buy some Dilutions ones because they're so much cheaper than the Tim Holtz ones. Right, so I'm using a sheet of mixed media paper. This, I can tell you, is nothing fancy. I've shown you it before. It's from Aldi, which is our cheap supermarket. I can't even remember how much it was, but I know it wouldn't have been expensive. And I'm just going to cut off that bit there because it annoys me otherwise. Right, let's get started. I've covered my bin up again already. My goodness me. So the first thing we're going to do is use Gesso, of course. Can you imagine starting a mixed media project without Gesso? Mr. Drive, can you open this for me, please?
I can.
And I'm going to put it on with a palette knife. And the longer your palette knife, kind of the better, because it'll be more skippy. The shorter the palette knife, the more you are placing it on. The longer it's just better with a longer palette knife. But usually if you buy them, you get, as a set, you get, quite a lot of choice in a set. So I'm not putting much on. We don't need much on. Just primes the paper, and we'll be glad of it later on when we come to add things.
White on white makes good telly.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, guys. That was a bit thoughtless of me. But what can I do? Just bear with me. I won't be very long doing this. I'm just putting a really thin coat on, and it'll dry in a heartbeat. I hope so anyway. Otherwise that's going to make even more interesting viewing, watching me drying white on white. So don't aim to cover it all. We're not icing a cake. We're just putting bits of gesso here and there. There's just a bit down there that's a bit naked. Not butt naked, it's a bit naked.
Hi, Sid.
Hi, Sid. I have been seeing some beautiful racks this week on the group. My goodness me. There are some very, very kind people in our group. Really, really amazing. Let's put the palette knife in there. Let's put the lid on the gesso.
That wouldn't come out quite the same if I said it, would it? I've seen some beautiful racks.
The way it's spelt is different to the way you're thinking in your head. Right, let's clean up as we go along, shall we? So all we've got on there is a very light, patchy covering of white gesso. If you haven't got gesso and you're planning on doing mixed media, it's a good idea to get some. It really, really is. It's kind of the product that you really need. Right, let's just dry that off, but it won't take long. It's almost dry now. When I finished my last Saturday's live and went to just have a look and see what people were saying and what was on YouTube, etc., etc., I noticed that Tim Holt's live that he was doing, which wasn't of interest to me, I can't remember what it was actually, he had 3,000 viewers at that particular time. 3,000! Come on, guys! It's just not good enough. Right, so now what I'm going to do is get a book. You can use music paper, dictionary paper, anything you want. I'm using my old Pride and Prejudice. I'm just going to tear out a couple of sheets from there. And we're going to stick this on as a background. So I'm just going to... Oops. See, that's what you get for rushing. Just take your time. I'm just going to get rid of those margins. And I'm not saving those to stamp on because this paper is so fragile. I think it must have been cheap paper or something at the time because, whoops, because it's just falling apart really. Right, so that's one piece. I've got a sliver in my bin that I can just get things in. Two pages should be fine. It doesn't matter how straight or wonky they are.
Bernice says hi.
Hiya, Bernice.
She's off to the naughty step.
Oh, well, the naughty step today's got apple cider cake, so you'll be well catered for. And as far as I know, there's nobody else on it at the minute, so you've got a whole cake to yourself. Unless anybody else has sneaked in too late. Right, I'm just going to tear down. This is random, completely random. And the more random it is, probably the better it is, to be honest. So I'll put that there. I'm going to try and get the words the right way. But that doesn't matter either. It really doesn't. Pop that there. Let's just tear this up a bit. Maybe that there and that there. And that down there. Yeah, I think I'll get that there. That'll be fine. So let me just get to my glue book. Oh my goodness me. I need all these things to hand to do this. So I've spread out from beyond my desk to the bin and trolley and everywhere. It's everywhere. Stuff is everywhere. Glue stick.
Michelle says, would watercolour paper work instead of mixed media paper?
Yeah, definitely. The only thing with watercolour paper to remember is generally it's thicker. It's a bit thicker. I mean, we're going to be making tags and stuff out of this, journaling cards, so I'm sure you'd be fine. But if it's, if it's really thick, you might run into a problem putting them in your journal. You make your journal too fat. We all know about having a journal that's too fat. After Mr. Green. Mr. Green's still sitting here. He's up for sale on eBay. I did have a thing that told you the number of them, but I've temporarily misplaced it.
Yeah.
Yeah, should you be interested in purchasing Mr. Green, that was our September daily. That was so last month. He's on eBay UK or ebay.com. And if you just search for Miss Paintalot, it'll come up. But the full title is Miss Paintalot September 2021 Daily, Mr. Green Journal. But if you just put Miss Paintalot in, there's nothing else on there that I'm aware that says Miss Paintalot. And if you want to put the number into the search bar at the top, just to go and have a nosy and see what he's doing or whatever, or you'd like to bid, even better, then his item number is 1150 1995 3713. So if you pop over there, then you can bid as you would ordinarily bid, or just have a look and see what I had to say about him. So that's Mr. Green. Let's just carry on with doing what we're doing. Yeah, I had a really nice day yesterday. I mean, it certainly wasn't a day off because, well, you've seen all the bits that I've done, but it was like there was no pressure, because with Mr. Green, once it got to sort of 4 o'clock, if I was doing a live, because you've got to be all prepped and sorted and whatever. But there was none of that yesterday, so it was very enjoyable. and today and tomorrow we'll see if we can get this Grunge Journal started a bit. And then on Monday I'll be doing, not a live, they're all videos, back to basics. So we're going to start at the very, very beginning of junk journaling, and at the end of it we're going to have a little journal. Everyone will have a little journal if they follow along. So it's great for absolute new starters, or for anybody else that thinks they might benefit from it. And then the Grunge book, this journal, this is, as I say, it's assuming that you have prior knowledge of the general sort of stuff that we do. Right, so I have gessoed the page, I've stuck book page on the page. Now the next thing I'm going to do is stick a napkin on the page. This is the thing about mixed media, this is the important thing to remember. It's all about layers, and if you stick that on and you really loathe it, gesso it out. That's the thing. You're never stuck with something that you don't like, you just gesso it out. Someone sent me this napkin, and I'm sad to say I can't remember who, but isn't it beautiful? And you'd think it's got no place in grunge. Well, let's hope I can show you that it does. I might not.
Corinne says hi, she's looking forward to this one.
Hi Corinne, shame you'll be viewing it from the naughty step because you're too late. So get over there with Bernice and the apple cider cake that Flo has kindly provided for the naughty step today. And enjoy yourself. Yeah, I think I was getting a bit lax with the naughty step. I wasn't sending people there often enough. People were just coming in at all hours and everything was okay. So I'm just tearing this off willy-nilly. I'm not going round particular flowers or anything. Oh, come on. And it's just parted itself from there. So I'm literally going to put these on. Actually, I think that looks upside down. Don't know why. Just here and there, wherever. Here, there and everywhere. You can use any napkin you like. It could be a grungy napkin if you've got one. But I don't. I would even if I'd seen a grungy napkin in a shop prior to, you know, this latest rebirth.
Janya's got to go.
Janya!
Dad and sister are taking her for breakfast.
Oh, well, have a lovely time. Have a really lovely time.
Have seconds.
Yeah, have thirds.
Get a doggy bag.
Yeah, that would be nice. Mr. F, yeah, as you know, as I've told you, to the point of tedium, we have our main meal now at lunchtime. So that was about, a couple of hours ago. And Mr. F today made spaghetti bolognese. It's a bit difficult for me because I can't have too much of the spaghetti, but that's okay. I'm accepting of that fact. But what he made was absolutely gorgeous. I suggested that he might want to put a carrot in it. Just, it's a few more free things for me to eat. Bulks it up, really. So he did. I think he put 2 carrots in it, and it really made a difference. It was gorgeous. I loved it, and there's enough left for tomorrow. So that's good. I don't have to think about cooking anything for tomorrow's main meal. And yesterday I went for a walk. Now, yeah, I know that's not, most people just go for a walk and don't think about it, but I don't. I have to think about it because my old knees, my old hips, my old body just doesn't like it too much. I could do with one more about there, I think. I don't want to take over with these. That might be just a bit too big, actually. Let's put that there. How about that there? Yeah, I think that's fine. Happy with that. There's still some good bits on here, so I'm not going to throw that away. And I'm just going to stick them down once again, just with a glue stick, because there's stuff going on top. There's lots of stuff. So yes, yesterday was the first day of my walking regime. I'm desperately trying to get on top of this high blood sugar that I have. I take insulin, but I don't want to up the insulin dose. I just want to eat sensibly and do some exercise.
Jen says, I think we all need to walk and craft together. Mike and I are trying to get more exercise.
Oh, it's a posse
Parade,
a posse parade. That's exactly what it is. So yeah, Mr. F has furnished my phone with I think it's a free thing, isn't it, Strava?
Yeah.
So it tells how long you've walked and what speed you were walking at, and which is shameful when you look at it. But I did it. I did just over half a mile, and I'm pretty darn proud of myself. And I'm not going today because I'm not. I'm having a day off because my knees were killing me last night, like really, really sore. So I'm having today off as a way of recovery. This word's just sprung out on my dictionary, and it's booby. Informal use, a stupid person. A large tropical seabird of the gannet family with brown, black or white plumage and brightly coloured feet. Doesn't say anything up. Oh, booby too. Informal use, a woman's breast. So when I call those little sponges that have got boobies, it's in the dictionary. I'm doing all right. It's in the blooming dictionary. Who'd have thought that? Do you remember when you were little and you got dictionaries and you looked up all the rude words you could think of? Well, some of them weren't rude. I mean, some were just the proper word for things. But you looked them up just to see if they were there.
Maybe it's just you.
Nah, I'm sure everybody did that. Surely, it can't just be me.
Flo says a treadmill in front of the craft table.
Yeah. I'm not going on a treadmill while I'm doing a live. No, Flo, I'm telling you that. No. That last piece has got bits of wrinkles in it. And let me tell you, am I worried? No. Am I bothered? No, I'm not, because it's all right. It's casual crafting.
Jen says, and type words on our calculators.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh dear me. Do you think people still do that, or they've actually there's more interesting things for them to do now there's an internet? Hey, we were easily pleased.
Probably arrange the beads on the abacus in your day.
Give over. You'll be on the naughty step with the apple cider cake.
Yes, please.
Oh, I've just pulled that bit off. It really doesn't matter. So actually, it's looking very shabby chic at the minute. Has the woman lost her mind? No, she never had one to lose. There we go. Last piece. Let's just plonk it there. By plonk, I mean position carefully. Right, so there we are. So yeah, use any napkin that you want to. Similarly, use any book page, music paper, dictionary, anything like that. Newsprint. Whatever you've got, whatever you get hold of, will be fine. Be absolutely fine. Right, let's pop that in the bin.
Terry says hi.
Hiya, Terry. Hope you're doing all right. I'm watching away at your videos, but can't get through more than one a night, I'm afraid. Then it's bedtime, so I will get through them all. Terry's been doing videos of every day of Mr. Green, and they are lovely. Right, the next thing to do is paint. Any paint, the cheapest paint that you've got, the kids' paint, that'll work fine. I'm using, this is gouache. I guess ideally acrylic would be the way forward. And I noticed when I was in Hobbycraft the last time, they had some very, very cheap acrylic paints. They were their own brand and they would be great, absolutely great for this. So let's just get a bit of kitchen towel in case things go a bit wrong.
And says it's raining, so they've got to go back and pack up the book sale.
Oh, the weather.
See everybody later, hugs.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, cheap paint. This is oh, that's rather a lot of gouache. Like I say, I think acrylic would probably be your best bet. So I'm just going to loosen that off a little bit. And then I'm just going to come in and literally daub. That's what I'm doing, literally daubing. Try not to get straight lines. And I'm not aiming to go over all the bits that are light either. You know, that don't have anything on. It's just to break it up a little bit, so it doesn't look so definite. That's, you know, book page and that's napkin and stuff. So I'm not painting, I'm stippling. You could use a sponge. Sponge would be perfect for doing this, actually, come to think of it. I've just thought of that now. No, I'm alright, thanks.
Carol says hi, she's late because she was at the lace making day.
Oh, that sounds gorgeous, Carol, but it doesn't stop you going on the naughty step. But the highlight of the day is the apple cider cake on the naughty step that Flo's made for us. So get over there with Bernice. Who's the other person? Oh, that looks loads.
Terry's gone now.
Terry's gone. The naughty step's getting like it used to be, nice and full. This looks loads darker on the screen than it does here, doesn't it, Mr. F?
Looks darker
on the screen.
Yes, it does slightly. Yes, I could lighten the screen up a bit.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
It's a lovely colour, though.
Yeah, these are artesian gouaches, and they're cheap and cheerful. You know, they're not artist quality or anything, but we certainly don't need artist quality for this. This is fine what we're doing. Right, that's probably all you need. Maybe a little bit down there. I'll just put a bit more water in that. Right, okay, that's fine, that's great. Put your brush in water, although with gouache it's not quite so critical. And clean up as you go along. Doesn't sound like me, does it? Even when I say it, it doesn't sound like me. Clean up as you go along. No, that's weird. Right. So I'm just going to get... Gouache dries very, very quickly, which is one of the reasons I chose it for this today, so you wouldn't have to sit there looking at it. So you can see there's no pattern to it. There's no right or wrong way about it. The only thing that's telling us a direction is the text. So that would suggest that down here is the bottom. This is almost dry. So far, hopefully, most of you have got what we've used already. So just a quick recap of what we've used. We used mixed media paper, which, yes, you definitely can use watercolour paper. But I'll tell you a secret. I did this on copier paper. I just thought I'd try it, and I didn't want to waste mixed media paper and stuff. So I just used copier paper. the slightly thicker version of it, you know, not the really cheap one, but just slightly thicker copy of paper. And it did buckle, but then I stuck it down to some craft card, which solved its problem. And who would know? Who really would know? So yeah, if you've got mixed media card, that's great because it won't buckle. If you've got watercolor card, yeah, that's great too. If not, give it a try on some slightly thicker, better quality copy of paper, and I think you might be surprised really. Then we use gesso. Now there's no kind of way around gesso. I think there is somewhere online. There's a recipe for making your own gesso. Up to you if you want to do that. By the time you buy some decent white acrylic paint, you might as well have bought the gesso. The gesso I use is golden. It's kind of the best there is. You don't need that. I had this when I was doing, you know, pieces of artwork, but I'm using it up now because I've got it. Then what else? Well, text. I'm sure everybody's got book pages. Napkin. Again, I'm sure everybody's got some napkin. And this paint. And it's, you know, like I say, grab your kids' paints. Doesn't matter. Just get some colour on there and that'll be fine.
Dina from Philly says, hi, loves all your work. Great job, Miss P.
Oh, thanks, Dina from Philly. The only problem is that we started at 4 o'clock and we're now 40 minutes in. So you are late, Dina. And you have to go on the naughty step.
And eat cake.
It's an imaginary place. It doesn't really exist. So off you go to the naughty step, and you'll find you have 2 or 3 people there already. And there's cake there. Apple cider cake. So go and enjoy. Right, the next step, you've seen me do this before. I think an integral part of this is on the kitchen windowsill. Could you bring me the stencil, please, that I've just washed this morning? Sorry, I'm not that organised at all, am I really? Oh no, I know what I need to do anyway before I... Forgotten important part here, guys. We need to gesso again. Thank you.
You just caught me by surprise when you said you'd washed something.
Don't be ridiculous. Oh, I can't get into this again. Fed up with it. It's so large I can't get my fingers around it. That's the problem. It's obviously made by men for men, I would say. Right. So what I'm going to do is just put some gesso over that just to break it up even more. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, but we put gesso on to begin with and you've covered the whole lot up. I haven't though. I haven't covered the whole lot up. There's still little bits that you can see that are white that will have some gesso on, others won't. So now we're just going to really just break this up. This is all we're doing with this now. Just break it up a little bit. So like I say, this is easier to achieve with a longer palette knife. It wants to skip more. And it's those skippy little marks that we want really. And you'll see any wrinkles that you had in your napkin, the gesso will pick it up and it looks super. You couldn't get that if any other way. Somebody's going to ask why we bothered gesso in the first time. I know it. I think Nancy might. She might be the one. So you can go any which way. You don't have to go all one way. And it looks better if you go different ways actually. Which is why I turned it around. Now I'm going to turn it this way.
Dina says, yes I am, but I will definitely watch you after you're done, thank you. For the shout out. You were the reason why I started my journal journey. Love you, keep up the good work.
That's brilliant, isn't it? We've inspired somebody, Mr. F.
Yay!
We should have a bell. You know, like Lloyd's of London have got that bell, ding dong. You know what a bell does, so I don't know why I went ding dong. Right, so there we are. Whoa! Welcome, Dina, to the world of junk journaling. That's excellent. Well done,
I bet
Mr.
that made him jump.
I bet it did. Made me jump. Right, so what we've done now is we've kind of disguised a little bit of that background. And you tell me that doesn't look shabby chic. I mean, that is the shabbiest thing ever.
Karen says, ring the bell for her too.
Oh, ring the bell.
Show them the bell.
Yay, Karen, welcome to the world of junk journaling. There's our bell. It's not a ship's bell. But it's a bell. Works quite loud. It's good. Right, so I'm going to put the lid on my gesso and it's gone back in the drawer. And I'm finished with it for the time, well, I think for today. Probably. Right, so now I have a stencil. Now, you've seen me do this before. I'm thinking that gesso's dry. You've seen me do this before. You can use any stencil you like. For some reason, I like quite sort of flowery ones. Well, we all know the reason. It's because I'm mad about flowers. And this one, I don't know if you can see it. It's like trailing vines. I bought it from a good friend. And it's so as you can put it round a cake like that and decorate it. It'll have to be a pretty small cake. Hope the apple cider cake's bigger than that.
Some bigger muffins.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, that is, I believe, what it's for, and it was 99p. So, and free shipping. You can't get much better, can you? Right, so what I'm going to use now is this, and it's a PBO brand. And it's modelling paste, high density, heavy modelling paste is what it is. Any modelling paste will do, really, it will. I bought this because it was on sale one day when we were at an art shop. And it's just a huge pot of modelling paste. So if you're not confident, tape that down, but I think we'll be all right. So I'm just, with my palette knife, I'm just going through the stencil. And these are sort of divided up into 5. There's 5 of the same trailing flower along this stencil. Could you just turn the sound off a minute, because I'm going to sneeze. Yeah, I don't mind deafening you with the bell, but I don't want to deafen you with a sneeze. So there we are, that's that on, and I'm just going to go over it and take off any excess that there is, because it'll be thinner and it'll dry faster. Just checking I've got everywhere.
She says, bless you.
Thank you. So that's that. So we've got one of our stencils up there. I don't know if you can pick that up really. Maybe you can. It's very light. It's white on white again. And I'm going to put another one here. Remember, this is going to get chopped up into tags. So I don't know where these are going to end up in relation to the tags. So I can't be picky and choosy about it because I don't know. So I'm just going to sort of spread these out over the whole thing. And actually this doesn't take long to dry, as long as you get it thin. You know, try and get it as thin as you want, as you can, if you want to get on doing it the rest of the day. So that's that one. I think you might can see that one a wee bit better. And let's just come round here and let's do half of one there, shall we? Just out of interest. So I'm just getting a little bit of modelling paste. This is the front, like that. This is the back, and that's where you want it. That's the business end. So that's just going to be a half one down there. Let's just scrape up any excess. I think I'll come in from the other side, so I'll be going up or down, opposite way to what it was. So a little bit more. You kind of need a good bit to start with to get pushed through all the holes in your stencil. This is a lovely stencil to do this on because it's little, you know, the holes are small. Sometimes when your holes are quite large, it's very, very easy to get this gunging out under your stencil. So just be careful that you're not pushing it sort of sideways, because it'll go under your stencil and it won't look pretty. So that's one there. Oh, I need a one there, don't I, on all that purple. You can do this, guys. I know you can do this. It's not, it isn't difficult. It's just believing in yourselves, that's all. So put your stuff on, scratch it off.
Noella's going to bed.
Oh, night night, Noella. Sleep tight. There we go. That's that one on. And I don't know, shall I put half on here? Slightly more than half. You know, if you've got one that isn't trailing vines or whatever, you can possibly move yours around a bit more. This is a kind of uppy downy one. It's either up or it's down. And I don't know, obviously I don't know where the tags are going to come out of it. Right, so there we are. Let's scrape off what we've got. There we are. Right, so dump that in water straight away. Wash your stencil straight away, Mr. F, please. Thank you. Don't think, oh, I'll just do that, then I'll wash my stencil. Oh, I'll just do that. Do it the second you're finished with it, because it'll dry, and if it's a stencil with little holes like mine, it'll ruin it. It really will. So let's have a bit of a clean up here. And then abracadabra time. We're going to have an abracadabra moment. There we go. Right. So here's our... Oh, actually, you know, I really like that. It looks so shabby chic. But I'm going to have to leave that a good hour, I would say, just to dry and firm up. So as when you come in to do the next step, you're not going to mess that up. So, here's one I made earlier. Here's this one. And here's one I made earlier. And I did make them different because otherwise I was going to end up with too many tags all the same for one journal. So this is the one that we'll be working on now. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's got really pretty rows. I don't know where I put it actually. Here it is. This really, really pretty tissue paper. It's just gorgeous. I love it. I mean, it's like, it's shouting shabby chic. It's gorgeous. So I used some of that, although I am very precious with it, but I did use some of it. And exactly the same. Everything was the same, apart from I used this green and that tissue instead of the ones that you've just seen me do. But it's the same book, same gesso, same everything. So now we get on to the messy business. And this will either be your favourite bit or the bit that you don't want to do. Now, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. You can absolutely leave that like that. Cut it up into tags and it'll be really pretty. If you're doing a shabby chic journal, it'll be absolutely perfect. But can I just give you that, please? I've run out of room. Thank you. Right, so I'm going to select some colours. And there won't be a shock to you. I'm going to select, I've got quite a lot of green here, so I'm going to go for a green, which is my peeled paint. And probably something like Vintage Photo is probably enough, and maybe just a tiny bit of black. So that one is ground coffee, that's no good. That's Vintage Photo. These two are Distress, and what did I say, black? Black marble. Is that it? Yeah, no, this one here. Right, so I have got, is that open? No, it's not even open. I've got a black suit here, a Dispress. No, that's not good. I'm going to chop my hand off. Then I'll need the bandage that we used. Mr. F's having heart failure. Watching me do that. Right. So the colours that I've got are Distress Peeled Paint, Distress Vintage Photo, and Distress Black Soot. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm not saying I'm definitely going to use the black, but I might. So I'm going to go in with the green first. This is a bit of a leap of faith, really, to be honest. Please work. Right. Oh, actually, that's going really nice by itself. It's going all sort of bubbly and stuff. But I am just going to add some water just to get it to move a little bit. And basically, the spray will go where the page is wet. So if you keep adding water spray to the edge of it, it'll keep going there. And move your piece of paper around and you'll get movement. And don't worry if you really hate it. Just add loads of water and dab it off. And then nobody will ever know it was there. Look at this, where it's coming up against this book page. It's interesting. Right, so there we go. Let's just add a bit more there. So yeah, keep adding the water where you want the colour to travel. Oh, what's happened to my spray? There we are, so we've got quite a lot of green there. Right, that's about as far as I want that to travel, to be fair. So I don't want that to go any further. So I'm just going to dab up that like that. Yeah, I like that. And you can just see, I hope you can see, where it's coming round the mountain, where it's coming around the modelling paste. But that'll become more clear as we go on. But that looks quite nice like that. I quite like that. And we haven't completely drowned this green. We nearly have, to be fair, but not completely. So I'm going to dry that before I go in with the brown, because otherwise it's just all going to meld together and you won't see one colour over another.
Michelle says this is so cool, Miss Peen.
Thank you.
Keon says it's like magic.
I know, but you've watched me do it, Keon. It's not magical. It's just a process, is all it is. And if you kind of follow the process, you can't go wrong, can you, Mr. F? He's giving me a right funny look. Just have to have faith. And like I say, if you really, really don't like where it's gone, add a lot. I was going to say something else there. Add a lot of water and just dab it up, and it'll leave a light stain, but you get rid of most of it.
It's all about layers.
It's all about layers, Mr. F. You have been listening, and you're so correct.
Make a note in the diary.
Mr. F was correct. Doesn't happen often. Right, where's me rum and coke then? When I put the next colour on and I start to dry it, that's a good time to go for a coffee, I would say. That's almost dry. Almost. But you can see where the modelling paste was. So worth doing that. Yeah, I think that's probably dry enough. Can you see the modelling paste there? See where it is? Here and here. And when we put some more colours on, you'll be able to see it more clearly. I like this green, guys. I like it. Okay, so now I'm going in with Vintage Photo. I might do one side at a time. I think that might be for the best. Let's just put a little bit up there. And some water. Okay. So let's get this travelling. Let's get it to go through that modelling paste there. Ooh, yeah, go on. You can do it. Ooh, look at that. It is magic. It's magic after all. And this one, we can get it to go down if we can through that modelling paste. Behave yourself. There we go. Lovely. I don't want this. I'm not a huge fan of drips, to be honest. I mean, they kind of go with the territory, but I don't really like them. Just do that and then the excess will just run off. That's nice. That's nice. I like this bit here. Whatever's causing that, I've no idea. Oh, I know what that is. That is a piece that hasn't had any... It's book page and it hasn't had any gesso on it. So it's really stuck to the book page. That's really the real reason why you want to use gesso. You get these unexpected bits where they've just got no gesso on. There's another piece there. And you get a completely different effect. That's looking all right. So is everybody with me so far? I hope so. Right, so I'm going to do this bottom bit here. Get it to just go through that, through there. I quite like that colour, so I'll try and leave that if I can. Yeah, lovely, lovely, lovely. Come back this way. Okay. It's funny when the Vintage Photo bleeds out how much yellow there is in it. Right, I like that like that. That's quite light there. I might just go in again. It's just a bit too light. I want some dark on it. It's grunge, guys. We're going for grunge. Don't want all this light. That's better. That's better. And then some on here.
Lorna says hi.
Hi, Lorna. That journal, I just don't even know what to say to you. You're just amazing. You're an amazing woman, is all I can say. If you guys haven't seen the flip through that Lorna did of a Vampire Hunter journal, you must seek it out. You must. It's incredible. And it's full of things I would never have thought of in 1,000 million years. It's just brilliant. So I'm just going to get rid of that excess off there. And I've got a bit of a drip situation going on, which I don't want. Right, I'm actually going to dry that and then I can, because I like it, I like that the way it is, and then I can move over to the other side. So it's a good time for coffee, guys, if you want. And for those of you that haven't gone for coffee, I hope you like what we're doing. I think it does need some black in it. It's still quite light. I do like this whole green area here. I might actually go in with some rusty hinge. Why not? Why would I not go in with rusty hinge? Let's just get this dried off a bit so I can get some brown on this side. I don't think that's going to run anymore. That's the important bit. So I might save this area here for rusty hinge and this area, so let's go down here. Let's see where that is going to go. See if we can get it to flow through that modelling paste, would be nice. Yeah, it's looking good. This is like, it's just so much fun. It's just fun. Because if it all goes hideously wrong, so what? Right, I'm going to dry that because I like that.
Unique bit of up page there.
Yeah, there. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, when that happens? There's quite a lot of it here. I think we're all right. I don't think that'll drip anymore. And so I think let's just have a look at this the right way up. Here we are. Yeah, I definitely think up here needs some brown. Yeah, some vintage fruit. Let's see if we can get it to go through that modelling paste. It seems to be my ambition in life, isn't it, to get it to go through the modelling paste, but it does look nice when it does it. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. So this is kind of playtime. You know, it really is playtime. And I think that's why I enjoyed yesterday so much, because it was just playtime. So sorry it's a bit stop and starty, but there's no real way around it, I'm afraid. So you can see, because of the gesso, we've got some sections on here that haven't had the gesso on, that have gone really dark. That I like. It's unpredictable. There we go.
Could you just show the modelling paste again if you have it to hand?
I do. The modelling paste is this. And it usually comes in a tub that is like not this size. You don't need this size. In fact, unless you're going to be using it fairly often, don't buy this size, because once the oxygen gets to it, it kind of dries it out. So go for a smaller one to see if it's your thing. This is PBO, Artist Acrylics, and it's called Heavy Modelling Paste.
And the golden stuff was just white gesso, wasn't it?
Just white gesso. That's all it is.
Thank you. Hope Judy got that.
Well, if you didn't, Judy, ask again. I'll tell you. You know. Right, I'm going to go in with some rusty hinge. Let's see. We might need to come back in with some more brown, but let's just rusty hinge it up. And my rusty hinge... oh no. My rusty hinge is really, really leaky. I don't know why, but it is. It's always in the lid and it gets on your fingers. But hoity-hody. So I'm going to put a little bit up there. That's fine. Let's go with that first. See what happens with that. Yeah. That's just fine. That's just great. Ooh, it's going through my modelling paste. Ooh. Come on. Ooh, I could help it on its way. Wet brush. Just help put that in front of it and it'll help it on its way. Oh yeah, let's try that. You see, it's just a tiny, tiny little thing, but it kind of alters the whole shebang. I mean, you could use anything. You could use purple, you could use yellow, picked raspberry, anything that you've got, give it a try. If you don't like it, then just cut your tags out around it. That's what I say. Right. Yeah, I mean, look at that. It's just a different colour, isn't it? It's giving us a different feeling. And I might come up here with it as well. Ooh. Yeah, nice. Let's get it to roll that way. Yeah, I like that. So, yeah, you could carry on for hours and hours and hours doing this. But we don't have hours and hours and hours, so I'll go in now around the edge with some black. But those two pieces of rusty hinge on that, they made a heck of a difference, I think. What do you guys think? Do you want to give it a go? Give it a go. Right, in we go then with the black. Distress Spray Stain Black Soot. And it's at this stage you could completely ruin it, really, I suppose. Let's have some faith, though, that we won't completely ruin it. So I don't want masses. That was a bit too much, so was that. I'm going to spray it just off the edge. Right. Okay. So let's get it to travel this way. Oh yes, it's travelling. Yeah, chop me off. This is definitely more interesting than my face. Definitely. Right. So I'm just going to keep going, making this travel. But I do want to retain the fact it's black. And if I keep spraying it, I'm going to end up with grey. So I'm just going to blot up some of those runs. So I'm not overly keen on them. And that looks alright to me. I like that. So I'm going to dry that. And then we'll move around all four sides. Because grunge, I mean this in the middle, it's still grunge. It doesn't have to be jet black and dark brown and stuff. This is adequate. Well, not adequate, it's fine. It's good. Wouldn't you say? Do you like it?
I like it a lot.
I must admit, I have always loved doing mixed media, and doing grunge is just a really good excuse. Right, that's dry enough not to thingy. I've lost the power of speech. What? Sorry, what did you say?
Dry enough not to run further.
Run further, that's it. Whoa, that's a big blob. Oh, that's it, I think I've got control of the beast. This one's off on his own journey already. Right, let's just give it some water and see what happens. Jania wanted to see how to do this. I hope she watches this back. But I hope she's having a nice day at breakfast. Let's just get that to come down through that modelling paste. And there as well if we can. Right, it's getting a bit drippy for my liking. Quite like that there because it's going up the modelling paste. And that's alright. I think that's alright actually. Yeah, I'm going to dry it. I like it. It's going to be strange when we cut the tags out because obviously this isn't going to be on all four sides of a tag. But that's just the way it is. Quite like this corner here, it's quite interesting.
So it's difficult to judge where the best stopping point is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because you just want to go on and on because it's good fun. Just want to play. I'm thinking I might need something here just to a pop of colour of some sort. Okay, let's keep moving round the bus. So you can see I'm not putting absolutely masses on, but I am getting good results. So where you want it to run further, put your water on and it'll run. Come on, back you go. Let's just mop up those drips. I don't like them. Yeah, that's alright, that's interesting. See where a piece of the book page was there, and you can see this is quite dark, and then it's like it's been chopped off. That's fine. Now then, oh, it's looking quite nice actually, isn't it? I think. I hope you like it. I hope I haven't put you off grunge forever. Because that would be a shame. Right, in we go with the water, last side. Get that to run through there. Okay, where's my tissue? Well, let's do that. I quite like this bit coming down. Yeah, I like that. There's some nice. Now I've dabbed it with that. There's just some nice passages in it. Yeah. I think that's okay. Let's just give that a bit of a dry, and then I'm going to do something in the middle. Not sure what yet, but I have an idea. I have an idea of what I'm going to do.
Nancy doesn't like the black.
Oh, sorry, Nancy. Like I said before I started, you could leave it at any single given time. You know, you don't have to put the black on. You don't have to put the brown on. You could leave it as a real shabby chic collage page if you wanted to.
He says even the paper towel looks interesting.
Who said that?
Niece.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? My hands aren't that bad actually. Right, I want to add something here that's just going to lift it so it gives kind of the impression that the black is the outside of somewhere, space, anywhere, and you're looking down into it. So I think I could use yellow, I could use pink because there's some parts of pink here. but I think the yellow would go quite well with the green. So one of my latest acquisitions is this, a distress spray, and it's mustard seed, and it is bright. So let's hope it's okay. So I think towards the middle. Let's just work with that one. It's not as bright as I hoped it would be. That is definitely not as bright. I've got one here that's called Desert Sand. I wonder how bright that is. Let's just mop that up because it's not doing the job I wanted. Let's try this one. No, that's too brown as well. Okay, don't worry. There is a plan B. Let me just remove a lot of stuff. There is a yellow in here, I know. Here it is. Oh, stuck to the blue, look at that. One of them's leaked, the blue. Right, this is liquid stuff for airbrushes. But you could just use acrylic and water it down. You could do that. Or a regular ink if you have that or whatever. This is, I just knew I had this. So let's just, now this is yellow. Let's just work on one piece at a time. Well, two, seeing as I've got a drop there. What does that look like? It's getting more interesting the more it spreads out because it's picking up the other colours. So it's going darker towards the edge. It's quite interesting. Oh yeah. Right. Okay. We seem to have managed to have obliterated all the green. I think that might be just a bit too yellow. So I'm going dibby-dabbing. Yeah, I think that's better. And I've restored some of the original green again. Yeah, I think that's better. I quite like it. And now, after this, I'm going to add some red. I just am. I just have that feeling that that's what I want to do. Right, I haven't got a red spray. I don't even know if I've got a red acrylic. Liquid acrylic. Yes, I do. Excellent. Well, it's called Opaque Carmine, but I guess that's red. Oh, it's frothing at the mouth. And I am literally just going to put a drop hither and thither. Like that. 3 drops, that sounds good to me. Water. Oh, it's kind of bubbly. Ah, that's going. Oh, it's pink. This is bubbly. Came out bubbly. I quite like those. I don't really want to do anything with those, but I've lost this.
You gave a good shake.
No, I didn't because I was in a hurry.
Oh, the pigment are at the bottom then,
Yeah, I knew that, but I just thought I might get away with it. But no.
Shake, woman, shake.
Let's try this. Let's try this, see what happens. well, yeah, we've got some pigment on there. Let's add some water, see what happens. Got so many colours on that it's picking up the other ones behind it. I don't mind that. I do there because it's a bit of a halo going on. So let's just get rid of that. Let that dry and then we'll put some red on there. So this is what I mean, if you do something and you don't like it, dab it off, add some water and it'll come off. You know, if you thought you had too much black on there, for example, add some water. The parts that you might find difficult are the parts where there's no gesso underneath. They might stain a bit. But you should be alright, you should get the vast majority of it off. So just look at it as plain, and if it goes wrong, it doesn't matter. I mean, I do not know how many layers we've got on this now, but we've got several. Several hundred. Let's add some red to there. See what happens. That's not the lid for that. That's the lid for that. And let's add some water. Not much because it's... like that, I think. I've lost this colour too down here. Better sometimes if you can leave things to dry of their own volition, to be honest, but this is alive, so okay, that I don't like that. I don't like the effect of it, and I don't like the fact it's like almost not there. I'm just going to stick some some runcy hinge. Is that rusty hinge? Yeah. Just alongside there. That's enough. Oh, that's definitely... oh, it's just... I don't know what's wrong with this bottle. It's not right. Should have sent it back, really. It's just too dodgy. Dodgy. That's better, I think. You can still see the red, but yeah, that's so much better. So much more pleasing to me. Yeah. Great, 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 great. Yeah, I like that a lot more. The only bit that needs something is this here. A little drop. It's alright, that's spreading down there, that's great. Going back over there into the red, lovely. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, it's all looking alright. Go that way, go that way. Yeah, okay, quite happy with that. Quite happy with that. That's kind of the effect I wanted. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely got rid of probably too much of the background, but I do like the effect, so I need to look at that rusty hinge, maybe take the thing out and give it a wash or something. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's always been a bit dodgy. I haven't actually had it that long. So, what are they talking about? Think thumbs down?
Well, ratings on the Etsy and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the odd thing about it is that YouTube sees a thumbs down the same way as it sees a thumbs up, that it's an interaction. So, you know, they're helping us in a way, so they're just sad people. I mean, sad people everywhere, isn't there? Right, so let's get these away, out of the way. Okay, and my 2 liquid acrylics can go away. Right, so it's at this stage, if you wanted to, that you can stamp on it, you could emboss on it, you could do whatever. I personally am going to wait until I've got my tags cut out, and then I'm going to go on to that next stage. Let's just pop this glass board away and get a cutting board out. Let's just have a look and see where we're going to cut these. What did I make the other ones? Because they were about right for size, I thought. They were 3.5 by 6. I think that's about right. 3.5 by 6. I'll use my Timmy trimmer because he can cope with... no, I want to cut the long bit off first. So which bit shall I leave? I like that, that's interesting. So I'm going to cut this off first. I want it to be 6 inches, so this will be the remnant up here. You alright, Mr. Ruff?
Yeah, just stretching my legs.
Oh. So yeah, I want that to be 6 inches, so this ruler measures 6.5, so we're alright. So just square that up. It might be slightly off skew now, your paper, it's had all that stuff thrown at it. Come on. Oh, another load of stuff's just... Oh no, it was just my Timmy tool. Right, so we've got that. That's going to be the spare bit that we can make things out of. So, yeah. And what did I say? 4? Did I say 4? Did I say 3.5? Huh, turn me around twice. It is 3.5. 3.5. So let's cut these at 3.5. No, that way I think. 3.5. There. Do they look smaller than those? No, they look the same. This one at 3.5. This is going to be a really bright one, because it's the kind of centre part. Yeah, that's a nice bright one, isn't it? And then this one at 3.5 as well. So we've cut off quite a lot of that black, Nancy, to be fair. Quite a lot of it's gone. Right, let's have a look and see what we've got. So these are our tags. Very nice. I love the modelling paste. I love the fact that it, can you see that from there? Possibly not. Let's pick this one, it's the easiest one to show you, I think. Can you see the modelling paste on there? Just picked up by the inks. And then this one. I do actually like the effect we got from that red by the time we'd finished with it. And then this one, which is really bright. It's still got some of the decoupaged flowers down there. Modelling paste and a lot of that yellow. But, you know, you can knock that back with a stamp, actually, easy peasy. Just, you know, stick a big stamp on it, it's gone. So the next thing, well, you can carry on stamping whatever, you know, till your heart's content, really. But I'm going to leave it there, because I seem to have been talking for a long time. And there is always tomorrow. That's the page that we did, nice and bright, colourful. And I might try and finish that, actually, in a nice, bright way. You know, use sort of purples and pinks. What? Who says you can't put that in a grunge journal? It's my journal. I can do what I want. So I do like those, though. They've turned out fine. They need stamping on, maybe some embossing on them, perhaps. And then this piece here, I'm going to make into a piece exactly the same as this. for a side. Oh, I can show you now in the journal, can't I? Did I show you before? I don't know, I'm losing my mind. So, for example, it could just go down there like that. And I think, ooh, that thing. And I think that would look really rather nice. Just out of, it was out of the remnant from the last one that I did. I just zigzag down there. So be careful before you throw your remnants out, because I think for this project they might be very useful, because we can't just go and print out another digital. You know, we're hand making our papers to use. So there you go, guys. That is that. I really hope you enjoyed it, and it was quite a long-winded way to get here, but I can't. There is no other if you want all these layers and colours and modelling paste and everything else. So what did you think? I thought you might like it, Kyung. I'm so glad that you do. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Kyung. Thanks, Nancy. I suspect, Nancy, when I've finished this one, it might be a bit more up your street. But, you know, I'm surmising there. I haven't got a clue. Thank you, Kyung. Nothing gets thrown out over here. And isn't that the problem? That's why I'm swamped with stuff. Thanks, Terry. Learned a new technique. Kim loves it. Bernice, thank you very much. Gonnie, thank you. Gay, thank you. Karen, thank you. Roz, thank you. And Judy, thank you very much indeed. So I'll see you tomorrow at the same time. I will have finished these by then, so you will see how they look because they look quite different once they're stamped on, or, you know, I might stamp on a piece of, I don't know, something, piece of coffee stained paper or something. You know, I've got these bits that were left over from the journal, the signature covers. I could stamp on them, cut it out, make a sort of topper, put some of that gauze that I dyed behind it. There's loads of things you can do with them, but I'll show you tomorrow what I did decide to do with them when they're finished, and maybe quickly we'll just finish that and then we'll move on to something else in our Grunge Journal. Maybe even get something put in it. It'd be exciting. So thanks so much for joining me, for bearing with me today. I'm sorry there was no quick way around that, but I know some of you had been wanting to know how to do mixed media pages anyway. That's my way. There's as many ways of doing mixed media pages as there are people. So behave yourselves. I hope those of you that ended up on the naughty step aren't feeling sick now from gorging on cake. I'm very jealous. And I'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock UK time. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Take care. Be safe. Be happy. See you soon. Bye.